Well, good morning to all in the Marmy Army this morning. It is Saturday, the 17th of August, and my sub-18 Parkrun 6-week challenge is rocketing towards a conclusion. I am going to Stratford this morning, which might surprise people. You know, the Warsaw Arboretum posse. There's such a groundswell of people trying to get me to Warsaw. I feel a little bit like, a bit like Trump must have felt when he was lured to that rally. Is there going to be some sort of assassination attempt for me in Warsaw? I don't know, but I am running scared. Not as fast as I'd like, obviously, but I am running. So now I'm heading to Stratford, and the tipping point was I happened to see a Ray's Adventures video from Warsaw Arboretum. So I thought, right, I'll check this out and just look for sort of like assailants. And in the comments, I said to Hayley, look, what's it like? Because I'd noticed at the end, she said it's flat,
but it's not
Stratford flat. Boom, good enough for me. This is the 5th challenge out of 6. I need to make this work. I don't want this going into the last week. If I have to take this into the last week, I think we all know where I'm going. Every single thing I say to you within the sanctity of the Marmobile is true, right? It's like a confession box in here. It's brilliant. I had a horrifying experience this week where Loft Conversion Watch, Jordan, the leader of Jordan and his boys, called me up into the 3rd floor to see the work that they've done so far, and he gestured towards what looked like a relatively unsecured ladder that was attached to the scaffolding at the front of the house. No safety rail, right? No one holding at the bottom, none of that, and but sort of like bravado forced me to start the ascent. Unfortunately, I'm terrible with heights. I got about halfway up the ladder and then had to call up to the youngest member of the team, the guy who likes squash. Mate, is there another way up? I'm not very good with heights. My legs have gone. Not very good with heights. Awful. And he had to just turn around and say, yeah, we'll clear the loft hatch. You have to just come in through the house. Thanks, mate. Yeah, thanks. Awful. I did think about trying to claw it back, trying to claw my machismo back, Hey, did you get that? Did you get that what I did there? Having the crack with you? Heights? Nah, mate, nah. My missus is terrible with my fine with them. Just wanted to see what you'd done from this way. Are you clearing that hatch? Yeah, I'll come up that way. It's probably easier. Terrible. They saw through it straight off. They knew full well what had happened. But anyway, Jordan wanted to tell me the progress that had been made so far. There were a series of snap decisions that he wanted me to make. One about the mill of my boarding, don't know what that was all about, and something about a Velux. Hadn't got a clue, wasn't really listening properly. Both of those responses led me to respond, I'll give Emily a call and see what she wants. Followed by I better do that, because I'm just going to get a load of it, can I? Yeah. I mean, I know what mill depth I want, but I'm in Velux. I think we'll definitely have a Velux. Yeah, I'll just check with her, like out indoors. You know what I mean? Otherwise, I'm just gonna, you know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? But then Jordan said the words that harrowed me to my very core. Got a YouTube channel, haven't you? Watched a couple of them last night. Which ones do you watch? Which one? Edgbaston Reservoir, one you did last week? What do you do when builders are around? Look, you allow them access to your toilet, obviously, downstairs, not up. What I don't expect is for them to come down and curl one off. Yesterday, 2 of them came down for a long visit. I had to put a diffuser in there in the end. Just treat this place like school, lads. Shouldn't be too hard for a couple of you, you've only just left. But you don't have a dump at school. I owe this guy's dad £20,000, that's just the next instalment. I had to correct myself really, really quickly. The horror. I had to say to him, no, it's just having a crack, mate. Nothing, I was only taking the mick, nothing I said, have as many dumps as you. I have, this week, raced out to the newsagents. I have put magazines in the toilet. I've gone for Men's Health, FHM, don't know if they still do that, copies of the Sun and the Daily Mirror. It was silly really, but it was all best I could come up with. And yeah, I put a copy of the Match of the Day magazine in there for Junior, a couple of lollipops, all fine. And you know, literally my drinks service has been off the hook. They get a drink put in their hand before they even know they're thirsty. I've bought about 10 different varieties of squash. I couldn't have been nicer this week. I hope, Jordan, it's made all the difference to your comfort on the job is most important to me. Just want you to keep on the good work. Have a word with Terry as well for me. You know, tell Terry what I've done, and you know, tell Terry that obviously I'm a bit anxious about that final payment. I don't want it to be too high. So yeah. So again, I just want to reiterate, your comfort is my priority, and all the stuff I'd said before as just messing with you, mate. Yeah. Yeah, just a crack, mate. That's all it was. All it was. Right, good morning. Here I am at Stratford, I don't know, Recreation Park or something, but I'm clearly right in Parkrun Central, because over there I can see the start, I believe. And there's all sorts of little in-jokes at Parkrun, isn't it? This is called Michael's Corner. I'm assuming named after a local legend called Michael. Caution runners, please join us. Well, today I am. It looks like there's parts of this that are on grass. I don't know anything about this, to be honest with you. Is it 2 laps? Is it 3 laps? No idea. But I've worn my fastest shorts. I have got my DV8 Nitro 3s on, which were responsible for my fastest time ever at Oakland's. I was thinking about putting some carbons on, but you know, at the end of the day, I didn't want to deviate. Right, I've just done a bit of planning and preparation on the course data map, and I've discovered that this course is indeed 3 laps, so I'm assuming a mile a lap. It goes a bit closer behind me to the River Avon, starting from the pavilion over there. Now, I haven't had a look at the results page from last week. It's about 400 odd who do this, right? And the bloke who won it last week got it in 15, so I shan't be going out with the leaders. Right? All I need to do is get sub 18, even if it's by a second. The start is over there. I've established that with a very nice lady who told me where the start was and then pointed the direction for me to run. There is an influx of a team called the Bolton Road Runners. I'm assuming that's Bolton on the Water, which isn't too far away. And yeah, they are running. They're everywhere. They're running as a collective. One's over my shoulder. Left, right, all over the place. There's a guy who's the MC today. He's got a radio mic on, like Madonna. I mean, this is upper level. Get our way over to the start. Madonna has just finished. Good God. Right, let's go.
Well, an 18-minute parkrun is 5:47 a mile.
Okay.
So 18 today.
Oh, I'm going to try. Who do I stick with?
Not me.
They call that one. Hoping it'll help me. Not trying to blast away at the front. Not trying to be one of the leaders this time. Look at people who are doing it in 15. I'll stay with it. Bit of grass reminds me of primary sports day. Not Warsaw,
In the golden lightning of the sunken sun, o'er which clouds are brightening, thou dost float and run, like an unbodied joy whose race is just begun.
Have an ice cream. Coming up to the last lap. I'm going to turn the phone off for a while because I'm really going for this. Thanks, mate. So,
We can keep up.
gonna be a while before I can speak. I ran that as hard as I could. I've got no idea. I think I might have done it, you know. Just that was a good course, but tricky before the end because there's a lot of runners. Now, as I usually do, I have raced off really quickly, and part of that is just all about considering the family. When I said to my wife last night, "Should you having a lie-in? Tell me you're having a lie-in this morning." I said, no. I said, "I'll be up dead early. I'm going to Stratford." She went, "Stratford?" I said, yeah, it's Parkrun. It's a really fast Parkrun. She just went, "Just go so little, don't do it to yourself." And then I talked her through, you know, the course records, the tips I'd had from other YouTubers, the age grading, the data, don't get my data. You know, all of that sort of stuff. Do you know, I could see in her eyes burning passion. I don't think she's ever felt me more attractive, to be honest with you.
And so, Marmers, you find me on the way home, drenched in sweat and anxiety. It's going to be an anxious wait for that data. It was close, I can tell you that. It must have been really close. I feel like I've done it, but I don't know. I genuinely don't know. Because, well, what? I could have started my watch too early, could have ended it too soon. Who knows? And who knows? Parkrun timekeeping, I've got to say, is fairly hit and miss. You know, there's no laser at the end, which I could have done with. I'd then look at Gove again, because to be honest with you, I was expecting my number to flash up with like loads of confetti and all that, but it hasn't. What he's actually told me is that my HGV is all over the place. Apparently I was really pushing myself. Yeah, thanks, needed to know that. My REM from last night, my sleep was fair only, could have been better. So, you know, small improvements. Then he told me, right, it flashed up, recovery 30. Recovery 30, he pompously announced. And I was like, well, what's that, you know, hours, you know, I'm assuming, you know, for the legs to recover. I was pushing myself. And another look, days. It's like 30 days. What are you on about? There's a 5K, only 30 days to recover. Turns out he wasn't talking about the race, he was talking about the embarrassment with the builders earlier in the week, which, to be honest, 30 days probably sounds about right.